Hi everyone, I'm Tyler.
I'm Alex.
And welcome to Unit 2, Cyworld Comeback. Although most of the big names in social media these days got their start in the early 2000s, South Korean social networking site called Cyworld actually started back in the mid-90s. It is perhaps the world's first large-scale social network, and it was by far the most popular in South Korea before falling on hard times. Fall on hard times.
Fall on hard times.
This became a rather lucrative hobby for Lee Dong-hyung, who later became the CEO in 1999. Lucrative.
Lucrative. Mr. E developed his website by coming up with the concept of a mini homepage, or a mini home P, as they were called. He monetized the website by coming up with an online currency called acorns, which people could use to buy various items for their mini home P. A rival website tried to set up a subscription service and failed because obviously you didn't have to use acorns if you were using Cyworld, but it was an effective way for them to earn money.
Monetize.
Monetize. By 2003, they were purchased by SK Telecom, and 2 years later, everybody in their 20s in South Korea was using Cyworld. By 2007, it was half the country that was using Cyworld. It seemed as though, at that point, the sky was the limit.
The sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit.
When was the first time you remember using a social media site?
I think it would have been late high school. There were all these proto social network sites that didn't really go anywhere. They were all sort of very basic versions of things like MySpace and Facebook and whatnot. So there was one of them which I think was called FacePic, which you just, you entered your profile and your age and all this business and where you were from. And then you would just search for other people in your area or out of your area. And that was really it. Facebook, I felt was always for people who knew each other, whereas FacePic was where you could meet people and that kind of thing. So I want to say it was around about 2002, 2003, around about that era, yeah. What about you?
Mine was around 2006, yeah. In university then, at that time, students were using Facebook before it went into the general public.
Right,
yeah.
Right, okay.
Times were definitely different back then.
Oh yeah.
That'll do it for the preview. We'll see you guys back for the review.